As an extra babe, my statement of purpose was 6 pages. Yeah, I had a lot to say. I wasn't taking any chances, and I'm happy I did. And I'm gonna stick by it. Okay. Hi guys, welcome back to another video. It's good to have you here. If you're a returning subscriber, if you're a new subscriber, welcome to the family. I wasn't going to do this video actually. This is actually an impromptu video, and I'm hoping I'm able to even post it like during the weekday. And of course, I'm not going to make it long because yeah, it's supposed to be a very straight to the point video. I'm basically going to be talking about my statement of purpose. And yeah, before I say anything, I already have a video on my channel pertaining to how I did my study visa, the documents that I submitted, the visa process. Basically, it's like a long, almost 30 minutes video. I have a video on that. I touched on the documents I submitted. I touched on from my school process to visa, everything. That video is actually very detailed, so I don't know if I can link a video yet, but if I can, I will link it. And if not, I'm gonna put the name and also put the link actually in the description box for you guys to watch the video. Today's video, like I said, is gonna be about my statement of purpose, and that was the statement of purpose I used to apply for my study permit. Of course, if you're watching this video, it's either you need help or tips on how to write your statement of purpose, or you're just watching it because you like my face and you like my voice. So thank you. Definitely, if you're watching this video, I want to believe that you already know what a statement of purpose is. But if not, the way I like to explain it to myself is I see the statement of purpose or the statement of intent as your interview. So when it comes to study permits or like study visas with Canada, there isn't like a face-to-face interview. So the statement of purpose is supposed to fill that, not void, but basically replace the interview. So think about any question or questions that the person that is looking at your application, like any questions that you think might come to his mind, or any questions that you feel like should be answered. Like if I'm looking at your application and I'm thinking about something, I should already see it in your statement of purpose. I feel like that's what the statement of purpose serves as. It's your interview, but then in written form, because you don't have the opportunity to actually speak to an interviewer. So you want to make sure that there are no discrepancies or ambiguity when it comes to like your application. You want to make sure that all the questions that he could possibly think of, you have already answered it in your statement of purpose. I also want to address the misconception. My background for my undergrad was in law, and then I did my master's in administrative science. I would watch videos then, and people would say how like, oh, there's the possibility that you might not get your visa because you're doing a different degree from the one that you did in your undergrad. I don't think it's true, because I'm in Canada and I've been here for over 2 years now. I don't think it'll be a problem if you change or switch careers. I think the problem is you not able to show a link or a connection. So if I'm saying that, okay, my background or my undergrad is in law and I'm trying to do my master's in something else, I should be able to convince whoever that is looking at my application that like, okay, I'm switching to this because of this. Like I'm explaining the change. I'm not just saying that, oh, okay, I did my background in law and then now I'm doing my master's in administrative science. Like why the sudden change? I should be able to explain that in my statement of purpose. So yeah, I decided to write my statement of purpose with subheadings, and I'm going to put that on the screen. First subheading was introduction, and then the next one was personal information and academic background. The next one, professional background, why Canada and not Nigeria, why Fairleigh Dickinson University, which is my school, reasons for pursuing a master's degree in administrative science, so basically why that course and not law, source of funding for my study, travel history, career goals, and home ties. So those were my subheadings. And I started my statement of purpose with my name at the top right, my house address, and the date. I don't want to put my house address, but basically I had my name, my house address, and date, and then to the visa officer, the Canadian visa officer, and then the Lagos address. And then I just titled it statement of purpose, and then introduction. I'll also put some of the things that I'm reading from my statements. I might not put everything just because there's some personal informations there, and yeah, I don't want to put that online, but then I'm going to read some parts. So with my introduction, I said, my name is Omotola Ibilola Fairleigh with passport number dash, and I am applying for a study permit visa to Canada. I have been accepted into Fairleigh Dickinson University, Vancouver campus, British Columbia, Canada, for a 2-year program in administrative science with a specialization in global leadership and administration to commence on the 16th of January 2023. And then in brackets, I put, I have attached the letter of acceptance herein. More importantly, I have full financial support from my biological father, Mr. Dash, as he has made provisions for over dash amounts available in his bank account for the program. So that was how I started my statement of purpose. And with my introduction, I actually had 3 paragraphs. So the first one was what I just read out loud. So after introducing myself, I went on to talk about I'm ambitious, I'm well-driven, I hyped myself a little bit. And then I talked about how me being result-driven and having a strong interest in law and administration led me to do law as my undergrad. And then I went ahead to practice as well in Nigeria, and then he exposed me to legal, administrative, and managerial skills. Can you see that I'm already trying to link the fact that, okay, yes, I did law in my undergrad, but now the law has led to me being exposed to administrative duties, legal duties, managerial duties. I'm linking the fact that I have an interest in administration. Upon resumption at my law firm, I noticed a lack of structure in the administrative department. And fortunately for me, I was opportune to also do some administrative duties. So I'm also talking about the fact that while I worked at the law firm, I was also exposed to administrative duties, which led to my interest in wanting to do a master's in administrative studies. I talked about how, the administrative duties I was exposed to, it resulted in me developing a strong passion for administration and has made me channel my interest in becoming a great administrator and a competent global leader. I believe a master's in administrative science with a specialization in global leadership and administration would equip me with the requisite skills and knowledge needed to be qualified and efficient, especially in the administrative and managerial aspects of the labor market of my home country, Nigeria. So for your introduction, it doesn't have to be 3 paragraphs like mine. It can even be 4, it can be 1, it can be 2, it's up to you. But I would just say make sure in the introduction you introduce yourself. You talk about why are you writing this statement of purpose? My name is this and I'm applying for a study permit and I've been accepted into this school with this program. For how long and when does it start? And then you can talk about how you have financial support from whoever is supporting you. You can give a brief explanation too because that's what I try to do with the introduction. I try to just give a brief explanation that, okay, this is the degree I got from my undergrad. This is what I've been able to do with that degree. And now I'm trying to gain more knowledge in a new sector. That was basically my introduction. To end my introduction, I said this letter is to support my application for a study permit to Canada. And upon the completion of my studies, I shall be returning to my home country, Nigeria, to my parents, my siblings, as well as put to good use the acquired knowledge, training, and exposure obtained from a postgraduate degree in administrative science at, I mentioned my school. With the second subheading, personal information and academic background, I talked about I am the 4th born child in a family of 9, including my parents, and we live in the largest city in Nigeria, Lagos. My father is, I put his profession, while my mother is, I put her profession. I talked about my prior educational background, my foundation certificates in xoxo University, my undergrad. When I finished from my undergrad, I progressed to the Nigerian Law School. Basically, just give them personal information about you, what your parents do, especially if your parents are the ones sponsoring you. Because my dad is the one sponsoring me, in my personal information, I made sure to talk about what he does, what my mom does, my position in the family, where we live, give them a brief summary of my academic background. So me coming to now do my master shouldn't be anything new, because clearly here I have a foundation certificate, I have an undergraduate certificate, I have gone to law school. Now I'm trying to do my master's. I'm trying to further my studies and gain more knowledge. I also try to make sure with every paragraph I link it to the new course I'm doing. So I said the quality of education I have been fortunate to have received, in addition to the study and practice of law, has greatly exposed me to strong organizational skills, public interaction through public speaking, and with an understanding and sensitivity to cultural differences, which I believe is very crucial and pivotal for the new career path I'm threading. Like I would say for me, fortunately for me, I did my undergrad in the UK, and I did a foundation a foundation studies in the UK. So I went to two separate universities for my foundation and my undergrad. So that has also exposed me to cultural differences, which like it's nothing new that I want to come to your country to also do my master's. I've been exposed to various cultures and various environments, and I would love to gain more exposure since I've never been to Canada before. Try to use your situation to your advantage. Even if I'd never traveled outside of the country, or even if I had done my undergrad, for instance, in Nigeria, I can talk about how I've always wanted the opportunity to study outside, so to give myself the opportunity to be exposed to different cultures as well. Try to be honest as well. Like, why do you want to study? Why do you want to come to their country? Why don't you want to do it in Nigeria? I went ahead to say, working at a firm where there was a deficit in internal leadership, in a bid to curb the issues and create an administrative structure while still performing my primary role as an associate counsel, I developed an avid interest in leadership and administration. So again, I feel like with every subheading, I try to also link my interest at the end of every subheading, so that they know that me wanting to do like a master's in administrative science wasn't just something I just woke up one random day and I was like, okay, I'm going to do administrative science. No, there is a reason why I chose to do this course, and I'm trying to explain to you why I want to do this course. Yes, the norm might be for me to do a master's of law, but I can also broaden my horizon and do a different degree that still is in connection with law. Because even here, like law firms here, they have legal admin assistants, they have administrative clerks that work with lawyers. Administrative roles are very important, especially if you're working at the law firm, because those are the administrative duties would also help in ensuring that the lawyers are, at the top of their game, because they don't have to deal with some things. They already know that their legal admin assistants or the administrative clerks would be able to deal with that for them. The next one is professional background. After law school, my job experience basically. I said after my call to the Nigerian bar, I was eligible to participate in the 1-year National Youth Service Corps. If you're Nigerian, you already know what NYS is. It's like a 1-year compulsory service that we have to do to the country, and it also allows us gain work experience. So I said after my law school, I participated in NYSC. Then I was posted to a company where I served as a legal assistant / a trainee associate. At the end of my service, I proceeded to work at another company as an in-house counsel, and then I proceeded to work at another law firm where I became an associate counsel. I talked about my responsibilities, so the things that I did while working as an associate counsel at the law firm. So far, I've talked about introduction, personal information, and academic background, my professional background. And then now, the next subheading is why Canada and not Nigeria. I had 4 paragraphs, but I'm not going to bore you guys by reading everything. I will just summarize what I said. It's no surprise that I've chosen to study in Canada because it's a country recognized for its high standard of living, outstanding quality of education, and its acceptance towards people of different cultures. They always say Canada is a friendly place. It's very open and very accepting towards people of different cultures. And it's also a country that I haven't experienced. I would love to expand my international expertise and horizons and immerse myself into the culture of the people. Like, talk about why you want Canada. For me, I've never been to Canada, so coming to Canada, it's like I'm excited. It's a place that I want to explore. I want to like study in. I want to, understand their own culture as well. And then at the time, there was also the ASU strike. So I'm like, I wouldn't even want to stay in Nigeria because with the ASU strike is basically Academic Staff Union of Universities. I did my research as well and found out that from 1999 to the point where I was writing my statement of purpose, which was 2021, ASU had embarked on at least 16 strikes. So generally, a 1-year master's program could well as well be 2 years or 3 years or 4 years. I don't want that for myself. I want to go to a school where I know that my 1 year program is 1 year and my 2 year program is a 2 year program. So wanting to study in Nigeria for me, it's not what I want to do. So I made sure to make reference to the strikes that happen in Nigeria. I talked about how I've never been to Canada before and I would love to explore and add that to the top of my list of places I would like to go to. So the next subheading is why Fairleigh Dickinson University. So there are so many schools. So why did you pick that particular school? Because they also want to be sure that you didn't just wake up and just tell an agent to pick a school for you just because you don't know anything about the school. For me, I talked about how school is an American school, but they have a campus here in Vancouver. So of course, because it just has a campus here, as compared to other schools that might be bigger, my school is more close-knitted. It will be a smaller school. So when you look at like the classrooms and whatever, it will be smaller as compared to like other schools that have like their main campuses in Canada. So I use that to my advantage. And I said Fairleigh Dickinson is a close-knit campus that offers students an amazing opportunity to earn an American college degree while studying in Canada. It's like me experiencing two cultures at the same time. And I chose to study at this school for a variety of positive reasons. And then I went on to list the reasons. So this video is not too long. I'm just going to read one paragraph out loud. Based on the specialization of my master's degree program, FDU, which is like the short form of my school, is the best option for me as the mission of the school strives on providing students with intercultural, multidisciplinary, and ethical understandings necessary to grow and succeed in the global space. It offers an educational experience that helps to develop critical administrative, analytical, and decision-making skills. All these things I just said now, critical, administrative, analytical, and decision-making skills, are actually courses that are some of the courses that my school offers in a conducive and supportive learning environment through the provision of small classes and practical applications. Try to just do your research and find out why you even like the school in the first place, because you're going to be spending thousands of dollars anyway. So least you can do is make sure you even like the school, and then you will definitely have your own personal reasons for choosing that school. So write it down. The next part is source of funding for my study. I started with my father, his name. He's committed to sponsoring the entire cost of my graduate degree program, which includes tuition fees, accommodation, and other miscellaneous expenses. He is I put his position and where he works at and the location of his company. So in case they also want to do their research, I have provided them with that information. I explained what the company does as well. The company operates as a quality monitoring firm and And I put there, attached to my application is a letter of sponsorship and an affidavit sworn to by my father in ensuring that sufficient funds will be provided for the entirety of my program. In accordance with the letter of offer I received on the 15th of June 2022 from my school to pay a tuition deposit of this, my father has paid an initial part. So I just explained, you know how before you even get your letter of acceptance, you have to pay, you have to make a deposit. So usually you would always hear that even if your school should ask for like a deposit of 2,000, for instance, you should want to pay more, like 5,000 or 6,000, just for them to know how serious you are. So it's like, okay, even though my school asked for 2,000, I have paid 5,000. Also attach the receipt of that. All of the documents I'm making reference to, I'm attaching them to my statement of documents. So it's not just me saying that, okay, my school asked me for 2,000, I paid 5,000. Where is the proof that you paid 5,000? I put the receipt there as well. So anything, is like, just think about if I was having a conversation with him, you're asking me, okay, my dad is sponsoring me. What does he do? I've put it there. Where does he work? I put it there. Where is the office located at? I've put it there. What do they do at his office? I've written in there. How do I know that your dad is serious about sponsoring you? There's a letter of sponsorship that he has signed. There's an affidavit he has sworn to. He has also decided to pay a deposit to show how serious he is. And now I now put, in addition, I equally also earn a minimum of this annually from my place of employment, excluding quarterly bonuses and leave allowance. I attach my pay slip as well for them to know. And then I made reference to the fact that as part of the culture of my firm, a pension account was opened upon my entrance to the firm. So I've also attached same. So that's just it with source of funding. Travel history. I said before my foundation and undergraduate degrees in the UK, I have been privileged to have traveled numerous times to different cities. Attached here are the stamped visa pages on my passport. On those occasions, I made sure to return back to my home country as at when due and before the expiration of my visa date. Also, all through my stay, I abided by the rules and regulations of the countries I visited. Additionally, I have been a law-abiding citizen in my country and I have no criminal records whatsoever. So I now put in brackets, attached here is a copy of my police certificate, my police clearance certificate. I would say it's a plus if you've actually been outside of your home country, because it's not even about the fact that you've traveled outside of Nigeria. It's just for you to show that you've left the country multiple times and you've been back. So they know that, okay, if you go to Canada, you are going to be back when you say that you're going to be back. Also talk about how you're a law-abiding citizen. So police clearance, your police clearance should be able to show that, okay, you have no criminal records whatsoever. And then you put it there. Attached here is a copy of my police clearance certificate. Next subheading, and the last one, career goals and home ties. So I'm saying that I want to do a master's in administrative science. What's the goal? What job am I looking to get? And home ties, how am I able to show that, like, I'm not packing up all my things in Nigeria and running away and coming here? I need to show that there's something that would make me want to come back to Nigeria too, which is why they always ask for home ties. After my completion of my education in Canada, I intend to return to my country and thrive as a practice manager at a law firm, or as an administrative specialist or a human resources coordinator at an organization. I believe there is a huge gap in the administrative sector and a lot of work is required. As such, there is and will be a huge demand for administrators in law firms and organizations in Nigeria. Hence, finding a job in a field I'm passionate about will be easy to achieve. That's basically me just explaining my career goals and letting you know that this course I'm studying, I'm not just studying for studying's sake. I already know the jobs that I want to get when I'm done with school. And I know that I'll be able to get it because this sector I'm moving into, there's a huge gap in Nigeria, which means there'll be job opportunities for me. Aside the endless job opportunities which serve as a home tie to my country. So I made sure to link how the career goals serves as a home tie to my country. I'm also letting them know that my family, both nuclear and extended family, are based in Nigeria. We are a close-knitted family and I will be missing my family's annual tradition of spending the holidays together. Luckily for me, even while I was studying in the UK, I went to Nigeria I think almost every year. So I use that to my advantage that even while studying during my foundation and undergraduate days, I ensured that I came home every holiday to attend my family holiday, which involves visiting my grandparents, my cousins, my extended family, their home of residence, Ibadan, Nigeria. And upon my completion, I'll be happy to return to my country to see my loved ones and continue our annual tradition. And then I wrote, in conclusion, I, Omotola Ibilola Fairleigh, declare that I am aware of the Canadian immigration regulations and I shall abide by same during my stay and shall, upon the completion of my study, return to my home country. And I humbly appeal that I be granted a study permit to enable me commence this important academic program. That was a lot. I hope what I just said made sense. Basically, ensure to give as much details as possible. Just write, like when you think of something, you can just note it down on your notes pad. Make sure you touch on everything. Like, you of course introduce yourself, talk about your family, be personal when it comes to writing your statement of purpose. Talk about your family, talk about yourself, your academic background, your professional background. You know, what have you been up to the point of you applying for a visa. Talk about the source of funding, who is sponsoring you, travel history, career goals, home ties. You know, why are you coming to Canada? Why don't you want to go to America or the UK? Why don't you stay in your home country? Why are you going to that school? Why are you pursuing? Oh my gosh, I just realized that I missed one part in the study permit, which is reasons for pursuing a master's degree program in administrative science. So it's so long, I'll probably just put on the screen what I wrote. To be honest, I'll just put it on the screen, and when I look back and I look at my statement of purpose now, I feel like at every opportunity, in every subheading I had, I made sure to always link it back to administrative science, for them to know that I didn't just wake up one day and just say that, okay, you know, I was able to show that, okay, this is a course that I really like, and it even stemmed from my love of what I did in my undergrad. So I'm also not leaving law. I'm also still going to be within that line. I'm just going to be doing something different. So now I'm working at a law firm. I can't practice in Canada. I haven't gone to law school yet. However, I'm working at a law firm. And I was able to do that because of my course as well. So, you know, just make sure you create that link and you'll be fine. try to just pour out your heart. Don't restrict yourself. You're able to shalaye. I feel like the statement of purpose is for you to shalaye, explain. You go explain tire, basically. Explain, and then you yourself, when you read it, you'll be content that okay, I've answered every possible question that they might have, and I'm content. Then you can submit your statement of purpose. And I wish you guys the best. And I hope that as you're writing your statement of purpose and you submit it, by the grace of God, by the time you're hearing back from IRCC, it's going to be positive. My mouth is tired. I'm tired of talking, so I'm going to go now. I hope you learned something from this video, or I hope you really like this video. Let me know if you have any questions. Put it in the comment section. I know that I can be very slow sometimes in answering questions, but that's not because I'm trying to ignore anybody, but I just have a lot on my mind. But definitely I'm going to be doing better. So let me know if you guys have questions or anything, and let me know if you guys want more maybe visa related, study permit related videos. Let me just know what you guys want from me, and I'll be sure to do it if I know about the topic. But yeah, bye for now. Please make sure you like, subscribe, put on your notification bell, leave a comment down below, and share this video with your loved ones. And I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.